So we're going to start in a comfortable seated position. So whatever that might look like for you, it could be cross-legged, it could be in lotus or half lotus, or with your legs just simply out in front of you, something that you might be able to hold for about 5 minutes or so. And if you have any blocks, just have those to hand. If you don't have any blocks or bricks, if you've got a book that's maybe to hand, maybe just take a moment to grab that now. You might want it later on in the practice. If not, no problem. So taking your hands, resting them on the knees, closing down through your eyes, just starting to settle to ground, taking a deep breath in, and then rolling your shoulders up, back and down. Just lightly sigh it out through your mouth. Now just taking these first few moments, allowing your body to start to soften, arriving in your practice, arriving on your mats. Just taking a moment to center. Starting to tune out anything external, any external noise, any thoughts, any mind chatter. By taking your awareness to the internal, to what you can sense, what you can feel. Maybe starting with what you can sense and feel around you. That connection to your mat, that support beneath. Or maybe it's the temperature of the air on your skin. Checking in with how it is you are feeling this morning. Taking your awareness to the soles of your feet. And then working your way up the whole of your body. Your shins, your knees, your thighs, your hips. Scanning for any areas of tension, of tightness. I'm just observing what is going on for you. Coming up to your tummy, your rib cage, your chest, your shoulders, just allowing them to become soft. All the way up to the crown of your head. And with each and every exhale, just sending your breath to any areas that you feel you're holding tension. And just allowing it to fizzle away. And then maybe just taking a moment to think about why it is you have logged on this morning. What it is you're wanting to get out of your practice. If there's maybe something you are feeling that you are needing to find or to give yourself, and I invite you to set an intention around that. Whatever that looks like for you in whatever area, space or capacity. Just something you can continue to honour and pay attention to throughout your practice. And then just taking both hands now, resting them on your belly. Starting to connect a bit more to your breath. Not really changing anything at first, just being that external watcher, observing with no judgment, no expectation. Just noticing where the breath is happening in your body. Noticing whether maybe your inhale is longer than your exhale, or your exhale longer than your inhale. And then starting to gently broaden that awareness, deepening the breath. So on your inhale, really feeling your belly balloon. And as you exhale, feeling the release, navel drawing back to spine. Again, as you inhale, belly balloons. This time, draw your breath up into your rib cage. Draw it even further into your chest. Feel that sense of lengthening, the whole body full to capacity. On your exhale, just feeling and allowing your chest to fall, rib cage to relax, navel to draw back to spine. Feel the sense of grounding. Again, breathing in, belly balloons. Rib cage expands, chest rises, the whole body full. Exhale, release, chest falls, rib cage releases, navel draws back to spine. So just continuing a few more rounds of this 3-part breathing, just to the rhythm of your natural breath. And noticing if the mind wanders, just accepting that, acknowledging that, maybe see where it goes. Then let the thoughts pass and take it back to the sensations that you feel happening in your body right now. On your next inhale, you're going to reach both hands up above the head. You can keep the eyes closed or flutter them open, whatever feels good for you. Sparking all the way to the fingertips. Sit bones continue to ground down and just find some ease in the shoulders here. As you exhale, right hand drops down, left hand reaches overhead. Inhaling, take it back up to center. Finding length in the spine and the arms, but ease in the shoulders. On the exhale, left arm drops down, right hand reaches overhead. And just making sure that that right glute isn't lifting, it's still drawing down, still grounding. Inhale, taking it all the way back up. Exhaling again, right arm drops down. Left hand reaches over, seeing if you can maybe take it a little bit deeper this time, but being mindful as always of where your edge is. On the next exhale, you're going to take the left hand over to the right side as well. If the floor isn't available to you, you can just take it to that right knee and then bending into the elbows, folding over to the side. As you inhale, taking the hands around the body. Right hand comes to the left knee, left hand comes behind the back, but taking a gentle twist, gazing behind. Inhale, take it back to center, reaching the hands up and overhead. As you exhale, left hand drops down, right hand reaches overhead, taking it to the opposite side. Again, maybe see if you can take it a little deeper this time. On the next exhale, right hand drops over to the left side. Again, if the mat isn't available to you here, just taking it to the knee. Inhaling, and then as you exhale, just bend into the elbows a little more. Keep the bottom grounded. And then inhaling, taking both hands over to the other side. Left hand to the right knee, right hand behind the back, taking that twist again. So really moving the right upper arm bone back here, moving that shoulder back. Inhale, take it back to center, hands reach above the head. Interlacing the fingers this time. And again, really straightening out through the arms, but finding that ease in the shoulders, drawing them away from the ears, not holding any tension there. As you exhale, taking the hands in front, drawing shoulder blades apart, chin comes to chest. So really feeling that opening in the upper back. As you inhale, palms of the hands come to the knees and you're going to snake the body forward. So allow the heart space to shine forward, chin lift, squeezing shoulder blades together. So a variation on cat-cow here. As you exhale, round through the upper back, chin comes back to chest, drawing shoulder blades apart. Inhale, chin lifts, heart space shines forward, shoulder blades squeeze together. You want to keep the eyes closed, feel free, keeping the awareness, that bit more internalized exhale to round. And then just taking any movement here that feels good for you. So maybe just rolling around in circles or a figure of 8, rocking back and forth, side to side. Just really checking in with how this feels in your body right now, honouring your practice and giving yourself exactly what you need. Nobody is watching you. There is no way that it could be done right or wrong. And then taking it back to stillness. Both hands come in front of you. We're going to take it into an all fours position. So finding our strong all fours, shoulders stacked over elbows over wrists, hips over knees, neutral spine, and the crown of the head really reaching forward. As you inhale, reaching up with the right hand, taking your gaze on that thumb. Again, rotating that upper arm bone back, engage through the core, and as you exhale, threading the right arm underneath the left, right cheek comes to rest on your mat. If you want to reach that left hand out in front of you a little more, maybe coming onto the fingertips, or you can take it in a bind behind your back, left hand to right thigh. Exhale, releasing, taking it back to all fours. So again, finding that connection with the mat, strong through the hands here. You're going to take the right leg, extend it behind you, and then cross it over towards the left. Taking the right hand now, reaching it behind, inhaling, creating a big circle with that hand, pushing the hips up towards the ceiling. So breathing in all the way as the hand moves around, and then exhaling as you come back to all fours. Threading the needle on the opposite side. Inhaling, taking the left hand up towards the ceiling. Gazing on that thumb. And as you exhale, threading the left arm underneath the right, left cheek comes to rest on the mat, right hand in front of you. So again, either coming up to fingertips on that right hand, or you can bind it behind the back, taking it to your left thigh, just opening through the chest a little bit more here. And then taking it back to all fours. We're going to come to repeat our slight back bend on the opposite side. So left leg extends behind and then crosses over to the right. You're going to be pushing the hips up towards the ceiling and trying to hold the in-breath for the whole way as your left arm reaches behind and moves in a big circle, pushing hips up towards the ceiling, breathing in. And exhale, take it back to all fours. So just starting to turn on a little bit more again through the core here, tucking the toes under and pushing your bottom up and back, finding our first downward facing dog of the practice. So maybe just bending into alternate knees, rocking side to side or back and forth. Again, just checking in time and time again with your body, observing what feels good for you. And then coming to stillness, you're going to take a bend into the left knee, right arm reaches up towards the ceiling, gazing on that right hand. So open all through the front of the body, right upper arm bone moves back. Exhale, take it back, downward dog. Repeating on the opposite side, bending into the right knee this time, the left hand reaches up, really strong connection to the mat through your right hand. Exhale, take it back, downward dog. Coming up onto tiptoes, gazing in between the hands, and then just lightly tiptoeing the feet forward towards those hands. Standing with them, just hip distance apart, take opposite hands by opposite elbows by opposite hands in ragdoll, letting everything hang heavy here. So you can keep as much of a bend in the knees as feels good. You might want to pedal the legs out as you rock and sway side to side. Just letting gravity take over, letting everything go, releasing any tension. And then coming to stillness. So just whilst we're here in stillness, focusing on your connection to the mat so that you can rise up strong. So just lifting your toes off the mat and then spread them out as wide as you can, really creating that stable, strong foundation. Slowly then starting to rise up vertebrae by vertebrae and really feeling into every part of the spine here as it unravels. As you inhale, take the hands out wide, reach them all the way up above the head, deep breath in. Palms come to touch. As you exhale, hands move through heart center, fold forward, hinging from the hips, and take a really big bend into the knees in this Uttanasana, in this forward fold here. Again, feeling into the feet, that connection, feeling into the legs. As you inhale, hands come out wide, reverse swan dive, take it all the way back up. And again, really feeling into the spine here as it unravels vertebrae by vertebrae. Hands come up and overhead, deep breath in. As you exhale, bending into the knees, folding forward, feeling into the feet. Inhale, hands come out wide. Reverse swan dive, take it all the way back up. As you exhale, again hinging from the hips, bending into the knees, really feeling in every part of the body. This time on the inhale, taking it into a halfway lift, back flats. Hands can extend down to the mat or to the shins. And as you exhale, take the hands all the way back down, spreading the fingers as wide as you can. We're going to step it back into our high plank. So shoulders, again, stacked over elbows, stacked over wrists, pushing those heels away, start to engage through your core. Gazing down on the mat in front of you, dropping down to your knees. As you exhale, lowering down to your chest, to your chin, elbows into sides. As you inhale, just taking a very gentle baby cobra just to start with here. You can keep the gaze down on the mat so you're not compressing into the neck. And then exhale, lower back down. As you inhale, taking it into either baby cobra or a bit of a deeper cobra or full cobra maybe, but you can still keep a bend in the elbows here. Again, exhale, lower it back down. On the next inhale, tucking the toes under, lifting into cobra, and then take it straight back downward facing dog, drawing those heels down, bottom lifted up and back. Taking the gaze forward, slight bend in the knees. You can hop or step the feet towards the hands. Inhale to halfway lift, back flat. Exhale to fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, take those hands out wide, reverse swan dive it all the way back up, deep breath in at the top. Still feeling the connection through the mat, hips, pelvis neutral. Exhale, take it down, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale to halfway lift. As you exhale, take those hands back down again, step or hop the feet back, high plank. Rolling forward just ever so slightly, shoulders slightly over the wrists, dropping down to your knees, your chest, your chin, or flowing through your full chaturanga. The option is yours. Inhale to upward dog or cobra. And as you exhale, take it back downward facing dog. So just staying here for a couple of breaths in down dog. Again, just observing where the breath is happening in your body now. Noticing whether it's maybe changed slightly from when you first started the practice. Where can you feel this down dog happening in your body? Staying ever present, staying ever connected. Rolling over just slightly, we're going to come to step the right foot in between the hands, dropping down to the left knee, taking it into a low lunge. As you inhale, hands come up above the head. Palms come to touch. Exhale, draw the hands down to heart center. So just allowing the hips to soften in a forward motion here. Maybe just closing down through the eyes. Deep breath in to lengthen. As you exhale, twisting to the right. So left elbow hooks around the outside of the right knee, and your right shoulder blade again is drawing up and back down the spine. If you can't quite manage to get the elbow over the knee, just pushing the palms of the hands together and twisting in that general direction. Strong Ujjayi breaths. If you want to deepen it, you can tuck the left toes under, pushing that heel away. Taking it into a slightly higher lunge, activating a bit more through the thighs. As you exhale, release. Framing the right foot with the hands, and we're going to step it straight back to downward dog, stretching it all out. Sigh it out through the mouth. Rolling over slightly again, this time left foot steps forward in between the hands. Take a moment to adjust if you need to, and then drop down to that right knee. Inhale, take the hands up above the head. Exhale, hands through heart center. Again, just allowing the hips to soften here, maybe in that forward motion. Inhale, lengthening a little more, and exhale, twisting to your left this time. Right elbow hooking around the outside of the left knee. Left shoulder blade rolling down the spine. Again, if you want to deepen it, you can tuck the right toes under, pushing that right heel away. Really strong here through that back leg, hugging your muscle into your bone. Almost envisage it hugging, it wrapping around. Squeezing and engaging. And then as you exhale, framing that left foot with the hands. Again, step it straight back, downward dog, stretching it all out. Rolling forward to find high plank. And dropping down to your knees, your chest, your chin, or flowing through your chaturanga. Again, option is yours. Remembering always to meet yourself where you are and take the option that feels good for you. There is no expectation, there is no judgment. Exhale, take it back, downward dog. So just connecting back for 5 breaths here. Really drawing the heels down as much as is comfortable for you, shoulders away from the ears. Notice if you're holding tension in your down dog. On the inhale, lifting through the right leg, finding 3-legged dog. So left heel continues to draw down, the right foot is flexed, so toes pointing towards the mat. Squeezing again through that thigh. As you exhale, taking right knee to the nose, round through the upper back, squeezing through the core. Inhale, take it back, 3-legged dog. As you exhale, right knee comes to right elbow, tap. See if you can hold it here for 3. For 2, really round through the upper back. 1, inhale, take it back, 3-legged dog. And then just slight bend in the knee now, just rolling that knee, creating big circles so you're opening through the hips. Left heel continues to draw down. Maybe take the circles the opposite way. And then coming to stillness and stepping that right foot in between the hands. So option, you can take a high or a low lunge here. You're going to take the high crescent lunge with me, really pushing that left heel back away from you, and again squeezing through the thigh, take the hands up and overhead crescent lunge. So you want the right ankle to be stacked, right knee to be stacked over the ankle. Again, just finding ease in the shoulders. As you exhale, take the hands to cactus arms, spreading all the way to the fingertips. Inhale, gentle back bend. Exhale, come back to center. Inhaling. As you exhale, take the hands down by the sides, drop down to the left knee. Inhale, linking our breath and our movement, take it back to your crescent lunge, hands reaching up and overhead. Exhale, hands to cactus arms. Inhale, gentle back bend. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale. Exhale, drop down to that left knee. Inhaling, taking the hands back up and overhead. Exhale to cactus arms. The legs are probably burning now. And then taking that left hand to the inside of the right foot. Right hand reaches up and overhead. Remember, you can drop down to that left knee. You can take it into the low lunge option. Using strong ujjayi breath, breathing in and out through the nose. We're going to take it into our side plank. So high or low, the option is yours. Taking the right foot on top of the left. Again, you can drop down to that left knee. Right hand reaches overhead. So really strong through the left hand, connecting with the mat to push up through the hips. So just lifting through the hips a little more. If you want to play with lifting that top leg, take a moment to give that a try. And then as you exhale, take it back to high plank. We're not quite finished just yet. We're going to take it into our twisted, into our fallen triangle. So right foot over towards the left, pivoting on the feet, left hand reaches up and overhead. So again, pushing up through the hips here. You're on the outer edge of the right foot, inner edge of the back foot. Exhale, take it back to high plank. Flowing through chaturanga or dropping down to your knees. Elbows into sides, lowering down to your chest, your chin. Inhale to cobra. And as you exhale, take it back to your downward facing dog. Deep breaths in and out, steady, equal breaths. Taking child pose if that feels good for you right now. Before we come to repeat on the opposite side. Okay, inhaling, left leg lifts. Finding that three-legged dog, right heel drawing down, and again flexing through the left foot, squeezing through that thigh. As you exhale, drawing the left knee towards the nose, round through the upper back, pushing the hands into the mat. Inhale, take it back, three-legged dog. Exhaling, left knee to left elbow, tap. Holding here again for 3. For 2, you can drop down to the right knee. For 1, inhale, take it back, three-legged dog. Bending into that knee, and again, just drawing big circles with the knee here, opening through the hips. Moving one way, and then the opposite way. And then coming to stillness, you're gonna step that left foot in between the hands. So just inhaling, lift through the chest a little bit here. Decide on the option whether you're going to take high or low. If you're taking the high crescent lunge, really just pushing that right heel away from you, squeezing through the leg. Inhale, take it up, crescent lunge. As you exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, take it into a gentle back bend. Exhale, come back to center. Inhaling. On the exhale, dropping the hands down, dropping down to that right knee. Inhale, take it all the way back up. Hands reaching, spark into fingertips up above the head. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, gentle back bend. Exhale, come back to center. Inhaling. Exhale, dropping it down. Really working through the thighs here. Strengthening. Inhale, taking it all the way back up. Exhale, hands to cactus arms. And then taking the right hand to the inside of the left foot, reaching the left hand up towards the ceiling, maybe taking your gaze on that hand if the neck allows it. And then from here, we're going to take it into our side plank. So again, taking the left foot on top of the right this time, option to drop down to that right knee, taking the low side plank. Really strong through the right hand, creating that strong foundation. If you want to lift up through the left leg, maybe take it a little deeper. That option is available in high or low. Exhale, take it back to your high plank. Engaging again through the core, connecting with that alignment. Before we take it into our fallen triangle, left leg over to the right, right hand reaching up and overhead. So again, stay connected to that strong breath, using that strength within you, pushing up through the hips. One more breath. Exhale, take it back over, finding high plank. Flow through chaturanga or drop down to your knees. Exhale down to your chest. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes under, take it back, downward facing dog. And then everybody just taking a child's pose now. So knees wide, big toes to touch. Allowing your forehead to melt into the mat here. Hands reaching in front of you. So just taking this moment, allowing as your breath starts to settle a bit. Allowing it to steady. Equal breaths in and equal breaths out. So breathing in now for 3, for 2, for 1, and exhaling for 3, for 2, for 1, inhale, 3, 2, 1, exhale, 3, 2, 1, inhale for 3, for 2, for 1, and exhale for 3, for 2, for 1. As always, knowing that you have the control over your breath and that you can access and harness that breath at any point to bring about some calm, to steady the mind, to steady the body. And you can also harness it to bring some extra energy, some concentration in these positions and in life off the mat. Okay, we're going to take it back to downward facing dog, so spreading those fingers wide, lifting the bottom up and back again, creating a nice upside down V-shaped downward dog. Taking it into our warrior one on the right. So rolling the body forward, right leg steps, right foot steps in between the hands, left foot pivots just 45 degrees. Inhale, take it up, strong warrior one. Hips squaring towards the front of the mat. Again, right knee stacked over the ankles, shoulders away from the ears. As you exhale, drawing the hands behind you, sparking all the way to the fingertips, engaging through the upper arms. Interlace the fingers, squeezing the shoulder blades together and the heels of the hands. As you exhale, now take it into humble warrior, just folding down the inside of that right leg. So keeping your connection to the mat with all corners of the feet here. There's a tendency in this position for the outer edge of the back foot to lift. So make sure that continues to ground down. Head and neck hanging heavy, letting everything go. And then you're just going to take the hands, frame the right foot, straighten that leg out. Maybe just step the back foot in a little bit as you fold down that front leg. So torso folding down the thigh. You can keep a slight bend in the knee if that feels better for you right now. And just using the breath now with every exhale, just to continue softening. As always, being mindful of where your point of resistance is, of where your edge is. Taking a slight bend back into that front knee, transferring the weight into the front foot. We're going to take it into a standing split, so lifting the left leg up towards the ceiling. Now it does not matter how high that leg is lifted. Trying to keep the hips squaring towards the front of your mat. And you want your standing leg to be strong, but the joint in the knee soft. So protecting through that joint. And it'll also help with your balance. We have much more stability when engaging the muscles in the thigh, slight bend in the knee. If you want to take it a little deeper, or maybe play with your balance a little more, play with taking one hand to the ankle. Observe what happens in the body, observe what happens to the breath when you do this. Maybe play with taking both hands to the ankle. And then right hand comes just inside to the front of the right foot or to a block. We're going to take it into half moon. Left hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Left hip stacking on top of the right. Start to open through the hips a little more here. And you can keep the gaze down on your mat. Or again, maybe play with taking it up towards that left hand and see what happens in the body. See what happens to the breath. Staying connected to the experience. As you exhale, gentle bend in that right knee. You're going to step the left foot back and we're going to take it straight into our reverse warrior. So right hand reaches overhead, bending into the right knee. And then as you exhale, right elbow to right knee, left hand reaches overhead, extended side angle. So the back foot is 90 degrees, the front foot facing 12 o'clock, and you're not putting any weight into the knee here with the elbow, just simply resting. If you want to deepen it a little more, reaching that right hand in front of you, really strong through the core here. As you exhale, sweeping the hands in front, taking a wide-legged forward fold. So just turning the toes out slightly. On your inhale, you're just going to lengthen through the spine. So it's almost like through the side ribs. Someone is pulling the side ribs forward as you fold down. And again, you can take a bend into the knees. You might even just want to rock a little from side to side here. Just be playful, remembering again that this is your practice. So honour that, give yourself exactly what you need. And then slowly we're going to start to rise up. So really strong into the feet again. Maybe just lift the toes again, spread them out wide. And feeling into every part of the spine as you lift up vertebrae by vertebrae. Feeling it unravel, feeling the stretch. Inhaling both hands up above the head. Coming up onto the tiptoes, and then as you exhale, take it back, warrior two, bending back into that right knee, finding ease in the shoulders here, gaze on the middle finger of that front hand, pelvis neutral. So if you feel a dip in the lower back, drop the tailbone, lift the front of the pelvis. From here, we're going to take it into our dancers. So a bit of a tricky transition. So transfer the weight into the front foot. Maybe just come onto the tiptoes of the back foot as you draw it in towards the front foot. You're going to take the left foot with the left hand and take it from the inside of the foot here. Then hips squaring towards the front of your mat, pushing the left foot into the hand, right arm lifts, focusing your gaze, your drishti, And again, using and harnessing your breath here. Keeping the standing leg strong, but that joint in the knee soft. So again, it doesn't matter how high that leg is lifted. Just keep pushing the foot into the hand. And then as you exhale, we're going to just take that left foot down to the right, reach both hands up above the head, finding chair pose for a couple of breaths. Maybe again, come up onto tiptoes if that feels good for you. Being playful, being inquisitive. And as you exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. Just toe heel the feet a little wider apart. We're going to take a fingers to toe forward fold. So peace fingers, wrapping them around the big toes. As you inhale, lengthen again through the spine, drawing the side ribs forward. And then on your exhale, allowing your body to soften. Just gently folding down, letting it all go. And again, as much of a bend in the knees as you like here. And then we're going to slowly rise up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Again, feeling into the feet, feeling that connection, feeling into the spine as you lift up, using the strength in your core. Deep inhale at the top, hands reaching above the head. This time as you exhale, you're going to swan dive the hands out wide. Hinge from the hips, lead with the chest fold forward. Inhale to halfway lift back flat. Exhale, take the hands onto the mat, step the feet back, finding high plank, and again flow through chaturanga or knees, chest, chin with me. Lowering all the way down. Inhale to cobra. Tucking your toes under, exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here in downward dog. Again, you can take a bit of movement if that feels good. You can take a child's pose. Remembering it is so much more important how you practice than what you practice. So dropping that ego, dropping that expectation, always meeting yourself where you are. Okay, we're going to take it into our warrior one on the opposite side. So just rolling the body slightly forward, coming to step the left foot in between the hands, right foot pivots just 45 degrees. Inhale, taking it up into our warrior one. Left knee stacked over the ankle, hips squaring towards the front. So if you need to just readjust that back foot, stepping it out a little bit, just take a minute to do so. As you exhale, hands reaching behind you, sparking all the way to fingertips. Shining the heart space forward, shoulders away from ears. Interlace the fingers, squeezing the heels of the hands together, squeezing shoulder blades. On the exhale, folding down into your humble warrior. So again, weight in all 4 corners of the feet. Notice where your breath is happening now. Harnessing that strong Ujjayi breath, if that's in your practice. On your exhale, taking your hands, framing that left foot, and then just starting to straighten that knee out. Inhale, lengthening through the spine, and exhale, folding down that left leg. So again, chest towards the thighs or in that general direction. Not rounding through the upper back, not forcing anything. You can keep a bend in the knee if that feels good for you. And then taking more of a bend into the knee now. weight into that left foot. We're taking it into standing split. So powering and lifting through that right leg. And if you've got the blocks or books available, you can take your hands to those now, either side of that left foot. Again, it does not matter how high the right leg is lifted, trying to keep the hips squaring towards the mat. Slight softness in the left knee. And again, if you want to be a bit more playful, playing with that balance, observing what happens in the breath, in the body, staying present, maybe take one hand to the left ankle. Maybe take both hands. And again, notice the difference from one side to the other. From here, we're going to take it into our half moon. So almost stacking now that right hip on top of the left, and the right hand reaches up towards the ceiling, keeping the right foot flexed, squeezing again through that thigh. If you're feeling wobbly, just get back up, try again. That's where the learning happens. On the exhale, gentle bend with control into that left knee, step the right foot back, taking it straight into our reverse warrior, left hand up and overhead, right hand either behind the back or down the back of that left leg, bending into the front knee. And really feel the space being created here in the left side, body sparking all the way to those left fingertips. As you exhale, left elbow to left knee, right hand reaches overhead, extended side angle. Again, no weight into the knee here. Just simply resting that elbow, and if you want to take it a little deeper, reaching the left hand in front as well. Strong breaths. On your exhale, taking both hands in front, wide-legged, forward fold. As you inhale, just open up through the chest a little bit here. Lengthen through the spine, and as you exhale, folding forward. So you might want to take a bit of a different hand variation this time. You can maybe reach them through the legs behind you, or take them around the ankles. You can interlace them behind the back, or take opposite elbows to opposite hands behind the back. So again, just really be playful here. Maybe play with your weight distribution. And then you're slowly going to lift up, again, vertebrae by vertebrae, really feeling into the back, opening up, taking the hands out wide, sweeping them up above the head, sparking all the way to fingertips, maybe coming onto the tiptoes. And then as you exhale, bending into the left knee, take it back. So warrior two, gaze on the middle finger, ease in the shoulders, pelvis neutral here. So from here, taking it back into our dancer's pose. So again, slightly tricky transition. So just want to pop the weight into that left foot first, and then maybe come onto the tiptoes of the right foot, drawing it in, squaring hips towards the front, and then taking the right foot with the right hand. So from the inside, finding your focus, your drishti, your gaze. So your drishti is your focus, not just physically, not just where you're looking, but energetically. Allowing any mind chatter to fizzle, letting the thoughts go, focusing only on the present, on what is happening in your body right now. Pushing that right foot into the hand, using your breath. Standing legs strong, slight bend in the knee. Okay, exhale, releasing. dropping that right foot to meet the left. Straight into our chair pose, hands reaching in front. Again, you can take the weight into the heels here, or maybe play with taking it into the tiptoes. Becoming familiar with the changes in your body. And then exhale, folding all the way down, letting it go. Uttanasana. Just toe heel the feet a little wider apart again. We're going to take a different forward fold this time. We're going to come to gorilla. So taking the palms of the hands, popping them underneath the soles of your feet. Again, you can have as much of a bend in the knees here as you need to. And then as you inhale, lengthening through the spine. As you exhale, folding, traveling forward. If you want to deepen this through the upper back here as well, really pop the weight of the feet down into the hands, but pull the hands up into the feet and it should open through your upper back. Okay, slowly releasing the hands from underneath your feet. And then we're going to take it into a toe stretch. So just bending into the knees, coming onto the tiptoes. And you might want to have blocks or books or something to hand. If not, and if you're not managing to just hold the balance here, you can just take the hands just in front of you, trying to keep the chest as open as possible. If not, taking the hands with the palms facing up in a receptive manner onto the thighs. And again, just finding ease in the shoulders here. Maybe just roll them up, back and down. Take a minute to close down through your eyes and maybe just rest back upon the intention that you set at the beginning of your practice. Notice whether you are honouring that. If you want to deepen the toe stretch a little more, just pushing the tops of the feet a little further forward. And then slowly taking the hands away onto the mat, dropping down onto your knees. We're going to take it into camel. So standing with, or kneeling with the knees hip distance apart, starting with our baby camel. So taking the palms of the hands to the sacrum. As you inhale, just rolling the shoulders up, back and down again, finding ease. An option, you can keep the tops of the feet pressing into the mat, or you can come and tuck the toes under. So just check in with what feels best for you right now. Inhaling, you're going to slowly come into a gentle back bend. So shining that heart space up towards the ceiling and remembering to breathe in this position. Exhaling, gently take it back up. Sit bones to heels, finding child's pose. It might be nice to take the hands behind you this time. Feeling as your breath starts to soften, your heartbeat starting to soften, and the rise and fall of your body starting to shallow as we ease into the seated part of our practice. We're just going to take one more camel, so coming back onto your knees. And then again, palms of the hands to the sacrum, shoulders up, back and down. Tops of the feet either pushing into the mat, or you can tuck the toes under. So option here for you, you can take baby camel like we've just done, or you can take full camel if you know that's in your practice. So starting by taking one hand down to the heels, seeing how that feels, and then maybe taking both hands to the heels and really pushing forward through your hips, through your chest. Opening up through the whole front of your body here. And then slowly starting to ease out, taking your hands back to your sacrum, coming back up to kneeling, and again just taking a gentle child's pose for a couple of breaths, hands down by the sides. Just allowing the shoulders to really fall heavy here. Okay, hands either side of the shoulders now. We're just going to take it into a downward facing dog, tucking toes under, lifting the bottom up and back, before we take it into our pigeon. So just rolling the body forward and taking the right foot in front of you. So bending into that knee, so the right knee is in front of the right wrist. Left leg extends behind you. So just taking your gaze on that left foot, making sure it's in line with the body. If you feel like you're collapsing into the right glute, you might just want to take a block and pop it underneath a block or a book. You want to try and stay lifted here and flexing through that right foot so you're protecting through the knee joint. Open through the chest. Just sit with this, observe how it feels. If it's too much, you can take it into a reclining pigeon, which I'll demonstrate in a minute. If not, if you want to take it a bit deeper into your sleeping pigeon, coming on to maybe one forearm, maybe two forearms. Again, checking in, observe how it feels. Notice where your point of resistance is. And then as you exhale, folding maybe a little bit deeper. Really finding ease here. And if you want to take it into a reclining pigeon, coming to lie on your back. Drawing both knees in towards the tummy. Right ankle crosses across the left knee, and taking your hands, reaching them around the left thigh, the left hamstring, and then just pulling that in towards the chest. Still feeling that same deep stretch through the glutes, through the hips, through the thighs. So in these moments of stillness is where the mind will maybe start to wander again. But as always, just really accept and acknowledge where it goes, knowing that you are not your thoughts, they do not define you. And just take it back to your breath. Knowing you are in control, take it back to your breath, to what's happening in your body. Okay, slowly starting to ease up and out now. So transferring the weight into the hands first of all, lifting up through the torso. You can now drop down into that right glute because we're going to take it straight into our shoelace. So keeping the bend in the right knee and then crossing your left leg over the top. Now, if you have a block or anything you want to put underneath your bottom to just bring the floor up to you a little bit more, you can do so. You want to try and keep the glutes connected to the mat beneath you. If you're feeling any pain in the lower knee, or if the glutes aren't connected, if you can't keep that strong foundation, then you can just straighten out that bottom leg, so in this case the right leg. Left knee is crossed over the top, and then as you inhale, reaching the hands up and overhead. Deep breath in, exhaling, folding forward. So just really allowing the muscles to start to soften now. Finding ease. Just really letting go. Letting go physically and letting go mentally. Scanning the body for any areas you may be holding tension right now, and if you are, just send the breath to those areas, letting that tension go, letting go of anything not serving you. Inhaling, slowly start to lift back up again, just through the upper half of the body. Walking your hands back towards you. And then we're just going to take it into a gentle twist here. So staying with the knees where they are, taking your right elbow, hooking it around the outside of that left knee, and then just twisting over towards the left. Coming back to centre. Hands just either side of the bottom. And you're just going to sweep the legs around now, and we're just going to take it back into a downward facing dog. So coming to meet there however feels best for you. Downward dog, just stretching it all out, always feels really good after pigeon. And again, maybe just take a little bend into the knees. And then we're going to come to repeat on the opposite side. So just taking the left foot in front, bending into that knee, right leg extending behind you. So again, flexing as much as possible through that left foot, so you're protecting through the knee joint. If you feel you're collapsing into that left glute, pop something underneath it. It could even just be a cushion if you've got one to hand, just something to have a bit of extra support. If you want to take it into reclining pigeon, if this already feels a bit too much, then that option is available to you. And if not, just maybe start to close down through your eyes, check in with what's happening in the body. See if it's inviting you a little deeper, and if it is, maybe just come down onto one forearm for now. Maybe come down onto two forearms. And then maybe just folding all the way down. And again, just allowing everything to really let go here. Allowing the body to become still. In turn, allowing your breath to soften and become still, which in turn allows your mind to become still. There's an analogy which is that if you can imagine a school of fish all swimming next to each other, if one moves, they all move. So if the body moves, the breath moves, the mind moves. So trying to hold on to that stillness as much as is possible for you. Of course, if you are feeling any discomfort, please do come out. Take a child's pose or any position that feels comfortable for you, but just holding on to that stillness, sitting with that, seeing what does come up. And again, just allowing it to pass. Knowing that you are in control. Again, slowly start to lift back up now, weight into the hands. And taking it back into our shoelace on the opposite side, so you can now drop that left glute down. Taking the right leg over the left. Again, remembering you can pop a block underneath the bottom, or you can extend that left leg out in front of you, taking the option that feels best for you. Inhaling, reaching hands up and overhead. And then as you exhale, just folding down that front leg. So allowing the shoulders to relax here, allowing the upper half of your body as well as the hips, the glutes, the bottom. Inhaling again, slowly starting to rise up. In your own time. And again, just taking a gentle twist this time to the right, but hooking left elbow around right knee if that's available to you. Taking that gaze behind. You might want to close through your eyes. Coming back to centre. Just unravelling the legs and give them a gentle wiggle. Maybe a sway side to side. That feels good for you. And then coming to stillness, just dropping down onto one forearm. Dropping down onto both forearms and slowly allowing the whole of the back to come to lie down on your mat. Hugging knees into chest. And just take a gentle rock side to side. Maybe move the knees round in circles one way or the other way. Just massaging through your lower back. And then coming to stillness. Extending your legs out in front of you, hands down by your sides, palms face up towards the ceiling. Eyes closed and just allowing as the whole weight of your body now softens and sinks into that support beneath you. So again, starting at the crown of your head and working your way the whole way down your body, allowing every part of you to continue to melt, allowing your jaw to become slack, the muscles around your mouth and around your eyes to relax, your shoulders falling heavy, your breath to continue to become shallow, to become soft, the rise and fall of the body a little less, hips relaxing, legs becoming heavy, knees and feet falling out to either side. Continuing to surrender and let go into our final resting position, Shavasana. I just wanted to end this week's class with my reading of the week. It's called Weather the Storm. Storms come, the lightning flashes, thunder rolls. Sometimes the hail pounds so loudly and incessantly it becomes frightening. Sometimes storms do damage. But storms are not forever. Just as nature plays out her storms, sometimes with violence, sometimes with grey days, sometimes with a gentle cleansing rain, we have storms in our lives, storms in our soul. Storms are part of life, part of growth, part of the journey. Light a candle, Wrap up warmly. Make yourself safe and secure. Then wait for the storm to pass, knowing it will. Let peace return. Let security return. Let joy and meaning come back. The certain faith that you have purpose and your life is on track. Just slowly start to bring some awareness back to your body, giving your fingers and your toes a gentle wiggle. Reaching your hands over your head and your feet the opposite way. Take a really deep full body stretch. And then hugging knees into chest. And rolling over to your right hand side. And then whenever you're ready, keeping your eyes closed, rolling up to a comfortable seated position. Taking your hands to your heart center. So as always, just finishing our practice by taking a few moments to check back in, to observe how you are feeling now, whether anything has shifted for you in whatever area, space, capacity that is for you. Taking a minute to rest back upon the intention that you may have set at the beginning of your practice. Noting whether there's a way that you can continue to honour that throughout the rest of your day, your weekend, your week, in life off the mat. And as always, taking the last and final moment to really appreciate and acknowledge yourselves for taking the time out of your day, for logging on this morning, connecting to some movement, to some stillness, sitting with that, connecting to your breath, your body, and really just giving back to yourself. So important, and particularly in the times we are currently finding ourselves in. Taking one last deep breath in through your nose, bowing the head, chin to chest. Namaste.